So many of you have been wondering, why is everybody freaking out about this debt ceiling? What does it actually mean for me? I'm so glad you asked. Because it's important to understand a debt default isn't a they problem. It's an all of us problem. And it's not a government shutdown. It's way worse. The fact is, since the US has never intentionally defaulted on our debt, there is no roadmap of what exactly it would look like. We do know the consequences would get exponentially worse the longer it takes for lawmakers to come to a deal. And some of those consequences could kick in even if we get close to what's called the X date or default date without a deal. But we already know there are several things that would happen, and brace yourself. It's bad. Millions of jobs would be wiped out. Unemployment would spike. Interest rates would spike, making your credit cards and other loans super expensive. And remember that really high inflation of 9.1% last summer? Well, welcome to that reality again. The stock market would tank, and likely so would your 401k. If you work for the federal government, you'll probably be furloughed or have to work with no pay. Same for our military members. And if you're on any kind of government program, including Social Security, disability, veterans benefits, SNAP, literally anything that comes from the federal government, those payments and benefits would likely stop, especially if there is no long-term deal to raise the debt ceiling. And you know that $31 trillion of debt the U.S. is sitting on that everybody's so worried about? Well, that's going to get very, 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 very expensive for every single U.S. taxpayer. Again, this would just be the tip of the iceberg. We don't know the full effects yet. And according to the Treasury Secretary, the U.S. could default as soon as June 1st.